back. Today we are going to focus on home decor accessories, and our first visit is to one of St. Lucia's fine artists. I'm here with Dr. Christopher Cox, who is a renowned artist here in St. Lucia. Hi Christopher, how are you?
I'm doing well, how are you?
I'm fine. Well Christopher, for this episode we're focusing on accessories for the home, and paintings, that's one of them. The first question I have for you is, how long have you been painting?
Well, I started drawing, literally drawing, with crayons and stuff from the time I was small, and I always loved it. I remember in Anglican school where I grew up, and all my colleagues would remind me, even up to now, how I used to draw the diagrams for the teachers, and all the girls used to tell me I used to draw the things for them and so on, And that was back in, that's when I was young. And then I guess when I went through St. Mary's College, took it a bit more seriously, and I was tutored by Luigi Santoma.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah, so we formed the first St. Mary's art troupe back in those days.
Right.
And even through to A-level, and then when I went to A-level college, I really started to look more closely at the wildlife and environment and stuff.
Yes.
And I started painting birds and animals, wolves and those kind of things.
Yeah.
And of course, it inspired me to start looking at my career prospects.
Yes.
I started, looking for a job after that, and I got employed with the forestry department, but it was basically because I started to paint wildlife, St. Lucian wildlife. Yeah. So, and that would have been from 1984, 85.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
Yes. Now, where do you work now?
I work with the Caribbean Environmental Health Institute. Okay. It's an environmental agency of CARICOM, and we are based up on the Mourne.
Now, the reason why I asked that question is because I noticed, like you just said a while ago, a lot of your artwork reflects nature, a lot of flora, fauna.
Yes.
So I guess it's right to assume that your work really does have some sort of influence over your paintings and what you paint.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I spent most of my career with the forestry department and then with the Ministry of Agriculture here.
Right.
And of course, I was, doing surveying work for some time and spent a lot of time in the bush,
Yes.
and in places so remote, you had to take hours to get to and so on. But you being in there and having the kind of artist eye, you really see the micro detail. You see things that I guess other people don't see.
Right. Yes.
And those kind of images get burnt in your mind, and you want to capture them on canvas, and that's what excites me. And
I think that's what makes your paintings also very special.
Yeah.
It really does, because I mean, I've seen some of your paintings and I've asked, but Chris, where is this? I mean, I've never seen this before. Do these animals actually exist in St. Lucia? Do they live here?
That's right.
So it's also, it also teaches.
Definitely.
Your paintings are also very informative, and I think that's important.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have a look at some of the paintings now, and then you'll explain just a little bit of, what one or two of them are all about.
Sure,
yes?
no problem.
Okay.
Great.
Well, Chris, this is one of the very many paintings you have here that caught my eye for a number of reasons. Brilliance of color, quite lively, and of course the little duck that you have on the water. I mean, is this a local scene?
Well, it's kind of inspired by local scenes. So it's not like I stood somewhere and I said, okay, let me paint that.
Yeah.
I hardly ever paint actually directly from photographs.
Right.
So what I do, I use a composite of various imagery I might get and so on, and what I remember, and sketches and so on I do in the field. But this is really a scene of a typical mangrove. This is a red mangrove forest.
Right, yes.
And what you see here is a bird called the common gallinule, or as they call it in local terms, pool glow.
Pool glow, okay.
Right. Now if you drive over the bridge at Ancillary and you look down in the water, you see usually about two or three of them swimming in the water there. So they're definitely a local bird, yeah.
Interesting. And over here now, you have some other beautiful paintings. Again,
Thanks.
color. I mean, these paintings would brighten up any home. Now I notice you have a tendency to lean towards the hummingbirds. Is there any reason for that?
The hummingbirds, I actually get asked to do hummingbird paintings quite a lot from clients. The hummingbirds are sort of the endearing kind of animal, typical tropical type bird, and of course combining with the flowers.
Yes.
So I've done a range of those things over the years.
Now tell us a little about this one. Again, well, we don't have any bird or flowers, so this is a little different.
You really need to see like the full-size painting. And this is a scene from when I first started working with the forestry department. I was a tour guide.
Okay.
All right, so I used to take tourists into the rainforest like twice or three times a week, along the same trail every other day, saying the same things over and over again. I mean, it was interesting meeting people and so on. I love that.
Yes.
But there was a scene along the track that when you looked up, there was all these tree ferns, the gigantic tree ferns, right? And it just formed like a canopy, like a cathedral almost.
Wow.
And that was so stunning. And I said, I got to paint that one day. And then I painted it. And this has been a signature piece. A lot of people, have made good comments on it. Yeah. Generally, if somebody wants a piece of art, they're concerned about a couple of things. The number one thing is what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
Number two is what's the price.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so I always work towards, you know, meeting the budget and meeting the client's needs.
So on average, how much time do you take per painting?
The $1,000,000 question.
Yes.
Frequently asked question. I must put on my website. Okay, it varies. Now, something like that is quite small.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take very long. Maybe take me about half an hour to
Wow.
do something like that.
No time. There's no time.
Right. Do something like this, right? But then the larger pieces, it could take me days, and it would be, say, working maybe 3, 4, 5 hours a day.
Now tell me, I'm going to ask you another question. I don't know if you'll be able to answer it. But throughout your career, which animal you think is your signature, so to speak? Which one have you painted the most of? Which one
Right.
you've been asked to do the
Well,
most?
definitely the St. Lucia parrot.
St. Lucia.
I don't even know how many St. Lucia parrot paintings I've done. I have a collection of them on my website, chriscoxoriginals.com. But I've painted many more than that. Yeah, it's the signature, it's the pride of St. Lucia, right?
It is. Yes.
Unfortunately, we don't see. It would be nice if you had St. Lucia parrot imagery in more like prominent places, you know.
So Chris, for those of us who don't really want to buy a painting, but we still want to have something of Christopher Cox Originals, because I mean your work really is outstanding. What else? Are there other items that you do apart from the acrylic paintings?
Actually, we have a range of things. These are small merchandise items that you can find in some of the souvenir shops here, some of the hotels as well. So these are postcards, 3 to a pack, and then we have the small souvenir prints. And these could be framed, like for example, you could put these in a kitchen, a series of 3. So you can see, this one is our
The bananas, that's bananas and the 2 birds, yeah?
banana quit. That's the local name for it, a banana quit, or they call them sikuye.
Sikuye, okay.
Right, with the bananas, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
And then of course, we have the Lesser Antillean bullfinch, which they call in St. Lucia penwe, you know, like the male and the female bird.
Yes.
And they come and eat your mangoes in your kitchen, right? You've seen that. So
yes.
prints as well. I also have what we call limited edition prints, and these ones are actually printed on high quality archival watercolor paper, and I sign them individually, and they number them, so they're part of a series. And those ones, these ones you frame properly up with the mat board and so on. So these are artist prints. They cost a bit more than these ones, but these are available as well. And then of course, I've branched off recently into doing small items. So
very nice.
Things like bookmarks are pretty popular.
Yeah, beautiful.
So again, a little bit of an education. You know, this is our St. Lucia oriole, which lives only here in St. Lucia. A little bit of information on the bird in the back. These I've done several designs in those as well.
Yeah.
So you got the coffee mugs.
Oh yeah.
Interesting concept, the ruler, which shows now hummingbirds of the Caribbean. So here, for example, these 3 hummingbirds here, these are hummingbirds that are found in St. Lucia. This is one found in Dominica and Martinique, Grenada, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, Haiti and the Dominican Republic, Bahamas, and Jamaica.
That's good for the kids because they get a lesson in.
You get a lesson.
Definitely.
Exactly. And then on the back it says Caribbean hummingbirds, St. Lucia. Okay,
Very
so.
nice, very nice.
And I have a line of t-shirts as well.
Wow.
The t-shirts, some of them, they have more of the, what do you call the primal designs, you know, more realistic portrayal of the animals.
Yeah.
And then I have another one which we call, another series called Wacky Wanimals, which is just like the outline kind of drawings, fun designs, usually goes on kids' clothing.
Right. Well, Chris, it sounds like you have a lot going on.
Yes.
Well, I'd like to thank you. Again, it was very educational. Love the colors, love your painting. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
Keep on teaching solutions, because it's always good to know about our flora and fauna.
Definitely.